Hi everybody, my name is Dr. James Peterson of Thrive Family Chiropractic, and I'm excited to be with you guys and with Austin and Riker today because we're going to check him, we're going to evaluate him, we're going to hear about his story and the importance of getting babies checked and infants.
We're excited to be here. Riker was born at 25 weeks, so we wanted to get him double checked out. Really all babies should be checked. His mom was diagnosed with preeclampsia at 22 weeks. And they put her on bed rest to control blood pressure. And then by 25 weeks, you can tell the story? By 25 weeks, it was severe preeclampsia and liver and kidneys started to shut down. So she was bed rest for exactly 3 weeks at the hospital. And then we had to deliver him C-section at 25 weeks. And there's a lot of medical stuff that had to go on. Was in the NICU 114 days. So he was on breathing tubes, he was on all kinds of medicine, bed rest. He had a tube down his throat for most of the time, so he had to have his head in one position. So he went months without being able to move his body or his head. We wanted to get him checked out. There's nothing serious going on anymore. He's a healthy little guy, but we wanted to make sure he's aligned and able to stretch and breathe just like he should. So we're here to get that checked out.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm so excited to hear. As like you talked about, often I see parents who have a stressful, had a stressful pregnancy with baby, often leads to that stressful birth. And then we know that stressful pregnancy and stressful birth can really impact the child's health. And so grateful for, the experts that you guys had along your path to really save his life. It's been amazing that we have that ability. And then now we get to measure his nervous system.
Yeah.
And so that's one thing that's often missed. We get our parts checked, ears, nose, heart, and lungs. I know that he's been had those checked, multiple times. But we're not sure if his nervous system's been checked, right?
Right.
At least it's the brain-body connection through the spine. And so that's what we're going to do today.
Hello. So good to meet you, bud. Look at you. Hi. Good job. Good job. Yeah. Are you ready? Good job. Yeah. Yeah, look at that. So wiggly, huh? Good job. Good job. Yeah, let's see. Yeah. We do. We see that tension. He doesn't like that, huh? Yeah. Yeah. So ideally we want that baby, to be able to be like a wet noodle and be able to touch his toes to his head. So we're seeing he
does not
close,
like it.
He fights it. Look at that. Here's strong. Are you gonna be a wrestler when you're older, huh? Be a wrestler. So we'll see. So he may get upset, and that's okay. I mean, I can already see he's fighting me, being on his tummy. Look at that. He really doesn't like being on his tummy.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happens all the time.
There we go. So let's do this. Will you grab that little pillow behind me? Okay. So we're doing some checks here on his sacrum, so that's moving. And he is very stiff. And he's well, we all know he's a fighter, because I remember his story, And he's already trying to roll over. Look at that. So we're gently going to come up his spine. And so there's a reflex along the spine. So babies often know, like he's coughing, he may grunt. Sometimes babies cry, because there's an involuntary reflex along the spine. And that, as he gets older, that'll go away, that reflex. And so, he's stiff, bud. Look at you. Yeah. So I'm gently feeling kind of resistance in the spine, and so it should be a little spongy. I'm coming through here, and so we can see, especially between his shoulder blades, he is pretty stiff, pretty locked up. So it makes sense, of why he has a hard time with flexibility. So babies generally don't like their neck touched, but especially if we find a subluxation in there, babies tend to get a little fussy. So we'll see what happens today. Yeah, I understand, but and we want to check his rotation. Yeah, he's already resisting me. So he should easily, he won't even let me turn his head. See that? And then we go this way, and see, he won't. So we can see he's very stiff. Now I'm gonna do some lateral bend, see how those are moving. Yeah, there we go. And here, like zero lateral bend to the right. And we're getting
he's pretty much been this feisty since he was born at 1 pound.
so he's been a fighter his whole life. And so we can see, We can see, bud, huh? You just want to be in front of the camera and say, hey, it's all about me. Yeah. Another thing we can do is look at head shape, you know, symmetry. And let's see.
Yeah, his head shape was a lot worse.
Yeah.
It was flat from the bed rest.
And you will see that his right ear does flare out farther than his left. Okay, so I don't know if you can get that on camera. It's not severe, but it's enough that you can see.
Does that mean anything?
So yeah, you can see that also on the side of his head, so where the temple and the parietal bones are. You see how they're a little more bulging out? Okay.
Yeah.
So as we look at that, that may be a sign that those sutures are being locked up. Okay.
Okay.
And so we can check those as well.
We do kind of joke about his head being super like round.
Yeah. So this is a common thing that we can talk about. Is a lot of babies, when they have a subluxation in their upper neck, they tend to favor the side that there's less irritation. So for example, me, if I'm turning my head to the right all the time, I'm going to develop a flat spot on the back of my right side. Because the baby doesn't like that. So we help lots of babies with that. We clear out their neck, and then we do cranial work, very gentle, to help to remold the skull and the cranium to help that brain develop properly. Okay. See if he'll let me. If we get any more movement in there, he's pretty stiff there. Yeah. There we go. Yeah. Coughing on that, choking on that drool, huh? There we go. You got it out. All right, let's try one more time. Good job. Yeah. Yeah. So you can see he's really stiff. And so not really get any bend out of there. Okay. And you can just see how much tension's in his body, just how fidgety he is.
He's mad.
Yeah. You know, his body is stuck in this fight or flight response, which is normal because of the history that he's gone through. But the thing is that we don't want him to be stuck in that the whole time. Or that leads to a life of continual challenges. Yeah. So here's another good example to see the stress and tension in his spine. So, you know, he should be pretty lax. So he should be able to sit down. So he won't even let me. He should be at least be able to lean forward and hold himself up. Sit down. He just won't. He just wants to lay it back because this is increasing that tension on his spine, and so it feels more irritation. Yeah, you want to sit up, huh, bud? But if we stand him up, he's pretty chill because you know it's a little less tension there.
Yeah.
So as we wrap up today we did that first visit, what we called Discovery Day or Day 1. So we went through Riker's health history, got to learn about his mom's pregnancy, what the birth was like. And so if you guys have been following his story, we know that that was very stressful and very traumatic. And we got to see what he's endured, you know. See, he's a little fighter, so he's a miracle baby. So, you know, it's a privilege to be able to be here now and join his health team. And so we also measured his nervous system to be able to see and make sure the brain and the body's talking and the habits of the neck and the spine. So we want to look for any interference, what we call subluxations. So those bones protect the nervous system. And when they have a misalignment, it affects that brain-body connection, affects the body's ability to be self-healing, self-regulating. So that was part of our exam today. We checked some of his reflexes, we checked his tone, his cervical tone, the tone along his spine. As you guys could see, he was very stiff, very fidgety. He didn't like to really lay on his back much. He definitely did not like to lay on his stomach. And when you saw we tried to sit him up, he pretty much would just put his feet out. He didn't like that at all. So that's all signs of lots of spinal stress and tone, you know, excessive tone and tension along his nervous system. So we want to be able to help in the future calm that down. And so we want you to stay tuned because we're going to be showing and filming what it's like to do a pediatric adjustment and be able to see his transition and the changes that are going to happen in his body.